clicker up here? All right, let's go ahead and knock this out so you guys can get home to your families. So if somebody came to me, if I was coaching in South Carolina and the state association said, Trent, I hate to tell you this, but you only get 20 minutes a day to work on your defense for practice. That's it. That's all we're giving you. That's it. Okay? I would literally do this catch play routine for 20 minutes every day. That's what I would do. Not because I'm standing here in front of you. That's what I would do. That's how critical it is. Okay? You cannot, in my opinion, unless you're blessed with some dominant pitching where the ball's not being put in play, they're striking people out right and left. You better be elite throwers. Okay? You have to be elite throwing and catching the baseball. And we've never been blessed in my programs to have that kind of pitching, even though we've won state championships. Okay? I played in 4 as a coach, won 3, 1 as assistant. But my teams, I'd like to believe that they're fundamentally sound, okay, and they can play the game. I'll give you an example, and then we'll go into it. In 2017 at North Hall, when we won the first state championship, and the school was almost 70 years old, we had 2 players go to play in college off that team. That's it. Okay? And you're talking about the state of Georgia. We started number 1, finished number 1 in the state, and Tabor, my son, was 1, and Reese Olson, who's in the starting rotation for the Detroit Tigers. Okay, well, you just said you didn't have dominant pitching. Well, when Reese was in high school, he was not even committed to a Division I school. He was probably, I don't know, 84 to 86, but he could really pitch. And he ended up committing to Gardner Webb because that's where my son was committed. And I talked to the coach. I'm like, you need to get this kid. He's a winner. So he committed to Gardner Webb. By the next year, he was decommitted and committed to Georgia Tech. And then by his senior year, he was drafted, and now he's pitching in the big leagues. So he just had this. But in 2017, he was a good pitcher. And that's all. We had another guy that almost went to play at a really small school called Funky Arm Slot. Tabor was our number 3. And, you know, we got it done. So our players made plays. Balls were being put in play all over the place. We had to play the game. And it boils down to this. And I tell people everywhere I go, I just talked in Louisiana, I talked in Virginia to their high school associations. I tell them the same thing. Okay, this is the secret sauce. It's the secret sauce when it comes to defense. Okay, being elite thrower starts and ends every day with your catch play routine, because that's where the fundamentals are being executed and the muscle memory is being created. And, you know, when I teach infield play, like at camps, this routine is taught specifically for infielders. The fact of the matter is, there is no routine specifically for infielders. Okay, your catch play routine is for everybody. Now, there's a segment that you'll see called specialty throwing by position that's in this routine, where the throwing becomes very specific to positions. Okay, but I want my pitchers, my POs, if I have any, to be as athletic as my shortstops. Okay, like I want my first baseman to be as athletic as my shortstops. I want everybody to be able to throw at an elite level. Okay, and what happens is these drills, as mentioned in my previous talk, over time, if done right, the players' bodies will self-organize. Okay, they will literally clean up their arm strokes, their release points, their body control, their alignment. It will all improve. And you start stacking months and years and summers and 8th graders 4 years later that are now juniors, you know, and then they become seniors, and they've been doing this stuff, you know, since they were in middle school. It's unbelievable. And this catch play routine can be done with 8-year-olds. Okay? The key to it all, when you're putting it in for the first time, I hope everybody in here has some type of catch play routine. The problem is most coaches don't teach the how and the why. They don't hold their kids accountable to doing things right when it comes to getting their arms loose. They just see it as a chance to go get your arms loose for actual practice, so they're in the dugout or they're cutting up with their other coaches or whatever. Okay? Not saying you're a bad person if you do that, but your kids aren't going to get out of the catch play routine what they should. And I literally watch opposing teams when we play games in the summer or in the spring. I know immediately. I know immediately whether we have a task on hand, if this is a quality opponent or not, or whether we can expose them, okay, just by putting pressure on them to throw. And if they're playing fetch, the vast majority of them are playing fetch or throwing it in the dirt to each other, or the guy's having to move to catch all over the place and they're not clean with their catching. It's a really good, I kind of get a good feeling we're going to be able to win this game somehow, some way. Yeah, I know they got two dominant arms, but we're going to make them field throw. It's going to be exposed. So it's up to us, okay? That's up to us. And I spend the entire time they're throwing, walking up and down the line, re-emphasizing key things to them every day. I know, and I tell them, I know you guys get tired of hearing this stuff, okay? But I'm going to keep saying it because it's that important. So we're going to talk about some things, and we'll just move through it. So I'll fly through this. I mean, this is what we've already talked about. This is stuff that we just discussed. We have a dynamic stretch routine. We have a tubing routine. Okay, we do all this. I thoroughly teach the hows and the whys behind everything. Yeah, I mean, if you got phones, and I just want to fly through it. So if you're, I'm not going to give you time. This is stuff we already talked about. This is a big one here. If you have pitchers, in my opinion, if anybody pitches in my program, they're going to alternate 3 grips. Okay, they're going to go 4-seam, 2-seam changeup, 4-seam, 2-seam changeup, 4-seam, 2-seam changeup. Every single throw that they make up to 90 feet. Okay, and I want their changeup over time to feel so good out of their hand to touch field pitch that they can throw it with a full arm stroke and be accurate with it. And when they take that to their bullpens in the mound, it translates significantly. Okay, so that's a big one. Try to partner up like throwers, middle infielders and middle infielders as best I can. Be an athlete, never a robot. Okay, I'm never a cookie cutter guy. I think there's principles, but I let their bodies work as they work. This is, infield throwing. On the last presentation, I literally changed that word. Throwing's athletic. Use your arm stroke. So let's just kind of cut to the chase when it comes to arm strokes. Okay, things are changing, and for the better with arm strokes. I don't care how long your arm stroke is, but long arm strokes take what? Time. Okay, they take time, and they're very hard to repeat. And when you're in a hurry, you get stuck back here because your feet are ready to go, but your arm's not. There's no advantage from a position-specific standpoint of length. This does nothing to add velocity, certainly doesn't add accuracy. So this down, back, and up stuff that we were all taught when I was growing up is actually detrimental in a lot of ways. Now, can some guys get away with it? Some, very few. Okay, most big leaguers that throw on the left side of the infield have very short arm strokes. Okay, and I mean, when pitchers pick the first, what do they have to have? Short arm stroke. Okay, like literally when you spin, if you're going to spin to pick the first, you better be whip, right? If you go like, I mean, you can't pick off my grandma, if you do that. So catchers have short arm strokes, middle infielders have short arm strokes. And they're shortening pitchers now in the big leagues. Anybody watch the Nolan Ryan story? His documentary, anybody see it? If you didn't, you need to watch it. It's amazing, okay? What did Tom House do with Nolan Ryan? Over time, he shortened him up. Because Nolan Ryan couldn't what? Throw strikes, okay? He couldn't repeat. He had trouble, getting to when you're tight with your arm stroke, your breaking ball, I mean, you can just stay on it. When you've got all this length and then you got to get here and then here, that takes a lot, right? Day in and day out to be on time. So I'm not saying that we have to make everybody throw with a short arm stroke, The drills themselves, as we go through the progression, you will see that the hands and the arm stroke has to match the feet. So they'll naturally start to shorten up and clean up their stroke, whatever it is. And I have people ask me like, well, what if they pitch? Well, I just covered that. I don't know. Nobody changes. You can't go like, I got a pitching arm stroke and an infield arm stroke. It's too complex of a skill. You don't like change it up. It's like impossible. You throw the way you throw. Okay, and if you try to change it up, you're going to end up having like issues. So, these are just some keys. Again, I don't want to like take a ton of your time. I really want to get into the drills. So, keys to catching and receiving the ball, these are critical. I can tell you right now, older players, they don't do it well either, most of them, okay? If I was at camp, this is just what I would say. Point number one, beat the ball to the spot. I'm not looking at the screen, okay? So you got to beat the ball to the spot. I teach my players all the time. So you let a ball go to me, we're playing catch, I know immediately like where that ball is going to be when it gets to me. So I beat the ball to the spot, okay? That's not, I don't try to time it up. Get there as the ball's getting there. Those are just clean actions. Number two, clean catch. What's a clean catch? What happens when we make a clean catch? It makes a pop, okay? We catch the ball in the pocket, under control. So it should sound like shotguns are going off. Now, if the opposing team is playing catch and they're beating the ball to the spot with clean catches, and I'm here up and down the line like that, immediately gets my attention. Like these guys know what they're doing, right? Because they do know what they're doing. Okay. Number three, dominate the catch. Okay. Don't let the ball dominate you. I'm not talking about stabbing. I'm talking about controlling the ball. Beat it to the spot. Catch it. I have flexion of my hand, so my hand is flexed. My elbow is flexed, but I'm under control. So if you shot a ball at me 100 miles an hour out of a hack attack from 15 feet away, it would go and with my arm, I go stick it, right? Like catch the ball, we dominate the catch. Okay, know how to catch versus deflect, one hand versus two hands, inside the box, okay, which is our hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder and down, is a two-handed catch if you want to. Okay, I don't make my guys catch the ball with two hands all the time because sometimes if a line drives hit at you, you're not going to catch it with two, you got to catch it with one. Okay, like you got to be able to use both hands and one hand. Anything outside the box is a one-handed catch. I mean, talk about being unathletic. Okay, like, right, we just go catch, pull to our midline, and separate. I mean, that's what it's all about. Okay, all right. So this is a video that I show of Lindor. I'm not going to be able to pause it. So this is an infielder, obviously he's a dude, and you're going to see him field, and you're going to see his palm stay on top of the baseball the whole time. He's not going to go back here. You're going to see him field. He's going to work straight up into this arm slot right here, which we call a V slot. He's going to whip out and follow, which is very clean and repeatable. He does it every single time, unless he's got some special play that's going on that he has to adjust. Palm stays on top, straight up to a V, whip out. Okay, he can throw the ball 90. I mean, I hate to use Tabor as an example because. When we talk about our kids, people immediately go, So, he could throw the ball 375 feet, long toss. So he's 5'9" at best. He was like 150 pounds. Okay, he can throw a ball 375 feet, literally, from a V slot. Okay, what's the name of the right fielder for the Rangers? The African American guy that's like, is it like Revoltas or something? Garcia? Okay, pull up the video of him throwing from the outfield. He throws from a V slot. Okay? Well, we know long arms, he can throw. We got guys, have you seen the videos on social media of some of those guys in the shortstops coming up through the futures game? There was one guy, he was like 99, 100 miles an hour. Look at his arm slot. You can throw the living piss out of a baseball from that point. Okay? So length does nothing to help you, as discussed. Oh, did it even play? Oh, it did play. Okay, all right, so now we're going to go through the progression, okay? So, starts very simple to complex. I always have my guys start with their hands together in a 4-seam, 2-seam, or change. If they're infielders and they don't pitch, they're always going to
not always, but the vast majority of the drills, so I don't have to keep repeating it, they're going to be midline center line, which is basically where the Dirt Pro logo is. Somewhere from your belly button to the center of your chest, depending on the length of your torso and your arms, is going to be your midline center line. So the elbows are just out a little bit, so I'm basically preset almost in a V-slot. If I just turn my head and load my scap, I would be in a V-slot. But I'm facing you, so I'm squared up right here. Drill number 1 is shoulder turns. By the way, each drill is done 5 times, each, okay, or 30 seconds. So I usually try to keep them on a clock, but if I'm not, they'll say, coach, you know, we made 5 throws. If I get like, you know, start daydreaming or something. So you'll see he's going to turn shoulders. He's going to turn to his glove side. He's going to rotate over to his throwing side. Upper body only. The heel will turn so he can get a little hip presentation to create alignment. He'll whip out. So the hardest thing to tell in these videos is the distance of me who he's playing catch with. Okay, right now we're literally about 5 yards apart. That's it. So if coach right there, if you're my throwing partner, if we're doing shoulder turns, we're literally this close. And then he's coming back. That's, I don't know, maybe that's 10 times. Okay, but we're not like super far apart right here. Just being clean, okay? If you didn't write this down, it was already on the screen. Aim small, miss small. Okay, so when I'm playing catch with Tabor, I'm literally throwing to his nose, right ear, left ear, chin, center of chest, right shoulder, left shoulder. I don't tell him top of his cap. I'm literally that precise because your players don't do that. You know who they're throwing to? This guy right here. Okay, they just throw to a general area, and they have to be very specific where they throw. That's how you become elite. So if I'm throwing center chest and I make a bad throw and it goes right there, well, if I'm throwing 150 feet from the 5-6 hole, 50 yards, okay, from the back edge where the clay meets the grass all the way across to first base, that's 150 feet, okay, and I'm throwing to a general first baseman and not trying to put it right on his chin or center chest, and I get wide with it at all, by the time it goes 150 feet, it's pulling him off the base. It's an errant throw or a runner safe or I'm throwing it away, you know, it's like got to be that precise. Okay, I will add this before we move on, then I promise I won't talk anymore, we'll just go through drill to drill. I will talk about the drill. But Adam Wainwright, okay, Wayno. I got to know Adam very, very well because I coached at Glen Academy where he went to high school. He built a facility there. So I interviewed him. It's online on YouTube, and I'm talking to him about his career. And he said every throw that he made, okay, every throw that he made in a bullpen, playing catch, no matter what it was literally with the intent of the last pitch of the World Series. He said every throw that I made was the intent and importance and significance of the last pitch of the World Series. So I talked to my guys, every throw you make is the last throw of the state championship, the time run on third. Okay, like that's the intent and focus. So you can't be holding conversation about your, you know, Fortnite score. I know it's not as big as it used to be, but you know, you're talking about this and that and this. I said, anybody ever seen a play made in a game where you're holding a conversation with somebody? You ever seen that? They go, no. I said, well, you know, when the last play of the state championship hit you, you're going to be talking to your third baseman, like, you know, holding a conversation with your outfitter while you're throwing it across? No. Okay, well, that's the kind of focus we got to have on our catch play routine. All right, shoulder turns. As simple as that. Nothing to it. Okay, simple and complex. So we're 30 seconds into our catch play routine. We go to the next drill. Walking power V. Okay, walking power V. So from our little, so in our little initial position, okay, we're that far apart. I'm going to say 3 giant steps back. So now we're at least 10 yards apart, just to give a little bit of space. Let me tell you a little bit about the walking power V. Walking power V is about rhythm and tempo and alignment. Okay, rhythm, tempo, and alignment. So I'm going to step directly towards my partner. Which, let's just make the wall my partner now, straight ahead of me right over there so you guys can see it. So when I step with my right, I'm gonna glove tap for rhythm right around my front hip. I'm gonna pull back to my arm stroke, whatever it is, and I'm gonna throw. So it's just boom, boom, and then just a little hip turn towards my target. I dominate the catch back. I don't make them all move over everyone, do that. They just beat it to the spot, catch it, set up, get a 4-seam grip, 2-seam or chain, whatever they're doing. Glove tap, turn. Okay, 5 throws. So after these 2 drills, we're 1 minute into our catch play routine. If you have any questions about any of these, please speak up. So he's over-exaggerating his follow a little bit. I wouldn't make my guys on this drill because we're not creating that much energy and direction towards our target. It is a teach that we do, so Tabor's over-exaggerating. Any questions? We're 1 minute into our catch play routine right now in practice. Boxers. It's number 3. So boxers is rhythm and tempo, upper body, lower body timing. Okay, syncing up. So the quicker my feet, the quicker my ability to be in to get into my throwing, my launch position and throw. So basically what I'm doing here, you got to get your feet wider than shoulder width apart. Okay. And I got to learn to relax my ankles and my knees. My hands are midline, center line married. I'll turn this way so you can see me. I'm throwing at that wall right over there now. And all I'm doing is I'm basically doing what a boxer does. I'm sparring, okay? And what your guys are going to do when you teach them is they're going to do this. They're going to run up and down, or they're going to have their feet too close together, and they're going to start going like that. Okay, so the feet are out. So you got to get them wide. Relax. 1, 2, 3. Off the backside, quick into your arm stroke, ball's gone. So you see he's married, midline, center line, ready to go with his grip. 1, it can be more than 3. There is no magic number to how many times you do this. Just you come off the backside into your front side. 1, 2, 3. Just a little back kick turn. Okay? Light, loose, free, and easy. Repeatable, aim small, miss small. Jump backs, exaggerated boxing. Learn to load into your back hip. What do we know about throwing and hitting? They're sister skills. Okay, they're sister skills. Literally how we hit and the energy that we learn to transfer. I mean, when I'm in my launch position to throw as an infielder, okay? I mean, how I use my body to create hand speed, which ultimately goes into a bat, or just my hand speed if I'm throwing, is exactly the same. Okay? So this teaches us to load into our back hip. So now, from our boxer position, if I'm throwing that way, back foot comes in just a little bit, like 12 inches. That's it. Okay? Hands are midline, center line. And I'm going to just load into my back hip with a little jump back. And then I'm going to explode out to the front. So it's just boom. So it's just an exaggerated boxer with a little bit more hip pinch and load. Just learning how to use that lower half a little bit better. It's only 5 throws in 30 seconds. After jump backs, we're 2 minutes into our catch play routine. They all know what they're doing. The body will sync up. The upper body and the lower body. Any questions? All right. Triple jump back. So this is a more of an infield drill, but I do think it's good for athleticism. So rhythm and timing are a big deal. Okay, when you're teaching kids to be athletic, they have to learn how to dance. They have to learn how to be light on their feet. They have to learn to sync upper body and lower body, like we were talking about. So all we're doing here, instead of just 1 jump back, we just do 3. So all we're doing is 1, 2, 3. We're throwing more from a more athletic arm slot, and we're working away. I don't get to go back towards my target. So we have to make athletic plays, especially as short middle infielders, all over the place, where we don't always get a chance to get our feet set. So I might be turning a double play, going hard at the middle, catch right here. I have so much momentum going towards third, I can't get my feet, and I got to sink in and throw. Okay? So that's what this, it's a triple jump back. and he's throwing with his clocks. He's staying connected. We'll get to the clocks in a minute. Okay,
Still 5 yards apart?
what's that?
Still about 5 yards apart starting?
No, I would say we're 10 now.
10?
Yeah. They just want to be comfortable, right? So our arms are loose because we've stretched, we've tubed, but we're still progressing in that warm-up element as well. So I don't want them feeling like they got to like throw it real far, you know, it's very close. But he's literally, you can see me like, every throw he throws is right in the chest, okay? Clocks. When we're done with clocks, we're 3 minutes in. So throwing from different arm slots, it is athletic. Okay, you have to be able to throw from all arm slots, all positions. So what we do here is basically we're simulating a clock. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We never get to 6. And what we do is we just stay connected. So if my arm slot, if I'm doing a two-legged clock and I'm throwing to you, if I'm throwing at a 1, okay, in order to throw at a 2, or to throw at a 3, or to throw at a 4, or to throw at a 5, it's just a matter of my tilt. Okay, this is called being disconnected, right? There you go. Okay, we stay down and we stay connected when we throw. So all I'm doing is tilting. So they learn to throw from these different slots. So I just go 1 o'clock, catch it back. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 and 5. I have to go uphill to my partner. Boom, boom. Okay, and I just hitting him in the chest every time. Just learning how to release from these different arm slots, to have confidence, letting the ball go from down here, where they're not babying it. That's a big deal. On a slow roller, when you come in, third baseman, and throws from down here, he's got to be able to let that thing go and be able to hit that first baseman in the chest. Doesn't need to be the first time he's ever doing it in a game, right? Because he does it every day in practice. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3. He's either at 4 or 5 down there. There's 5. So it's just showing him again, you know, working his way back up. So the great thing about throwing, it's all about repeatability. So your upper body action when you throw, I just showed you how it all stays the same even when you tilt, throw down. So there's only a few circumstances in our entire baseball career where we'll make throws where we're not in this repeatable launch position. Where we get right here. If we can get right here every time to throw and create good alignment as much as possible, and then learn to throw against that alignment, like when we're on the move or running, okay, now we can repeat. And then everything just cleans up. Okay? Throwing errors go away. So Tabor, where I was initially squared up to my throwing partner, now I'm going to turn a little bit to the side as if I'm throwing against my body, right? So I'm turning like 45 degrees. I'm one-legged. So the same exact drill is now done with one leg. Okay, so what I'm learning to do here is to create torque with my upper body by pulling my glove side in. Okay, it works in opposition as I throw. This knee kind of works up into my up. I don't know why, but physiologically that allows you to create more stability and get a little more oomph on your throw, and their bodies will self-organize and start to figure that out. So I tell them to try to never put their left foot down, which is very tough, right? Throw and catch with their left foot off the ground. They stick it, they come in here, okay, and then they got to try to hold that balance. If the foot goes down for a second, that's fine. Initially, I don't care. When they're first learning it, they can put their foot down and they just set into a 1-foot position, and whatever they are on the clock, that's where they got to throw it. So after the next drill, 180s will be 4 minutes into our catch play routine. Okay? You can already see, like, we're only 4 minutes in. Okay, we're doing this every day, and you can see how we're getting better. Okay, so this is our spin cycle. This is eyes off of target, finding target, creating direction, making an accurate throw, which happens all the time. For if a pitcher comes over, fields a bunt at the third base line, you've got no view of first base. Okay. Middle infielders, all infielders, like that have to go back away from the infield and make a catch. They lose sight of that first baseman, they gotta spin and throw. Pickoffs to second, spin moves to second, they're all just 180. So all you're doing is replacing your feet. If I'm throwing to that wall right there, hands are midline, center line, 4-seam, 2-seam change, whatever I'm doing. We're probably close to now, I would say, 180s. It's 90 feet between bases. We're probably 60 feet at this point away. This is a little bit more of a throw that you have to make in a game with some distance, so they're not real tight up on each other. In fact, the better they get, the more I start to increase their distance between the throws. You just want them to feel comfortable. I don't want to do it 180 and you're like right there and I'm going, at you. That wouldn't be really good. But probably wouldn't be happy with me, would you? So all I'm doing here is replacing my feet. My right's going to my left's going forward. So you just see it go. Now I'm on line, perfectly on line, with chin in my first baseman's mitt with a little back hip go for the ride, follow. So when we do camps and we do these on football fields, it's beautiful because there's lines everywhere and we can help them. Because what are the major flaws, right? They're going to spin to throw and they go fall way off in this direction. That's one of the flaws. The second flaw on the 180s is the old jumperooski. Okay, we don't jump. It's just a replace. Right to left, left to forward. It's a tight spin. Throw, body control. Hit your partner in the chest or wherever you're throwing. Frame small, miss small. How are we doing on time? Good. All right. Reverse 180s. I usually get looks, unless you've heard this talk before, like, why in the world are you teaching, like, why would you go reverse 180? Why would you spin in the other way? We always spin left side, right? Well, there's a lot of plays, not a lot, a few key plays that happen in the game where you have to turn inside to throw. And when those plays are made, they are thrown away all the time. Here's the scenario. Ready? Run down between first and second with a runner on third. Okay? I'm the middle infielder closing in on my first baseman. They're waiting on that first baseman to let the ball go in the air before they take off. He lets it go and they say 4-4-4. What am I doing? Am I spinning like this to throw home? No, I'm turning in, right? So I go boom and throw. How many times that ball get thrown away, coaches? Like every single time, right? In the dirt, up the line, over the catcher's head, like they can't get it because they never work on it, okay? Hence we put in reverse 180. So it's just the same thing, except right to left, left to forward, except you're turning in. Okay? It's just an inside spin. Relays from the outfield, outfielders suck hitting their cutoff man, okay? They're supposed to hit us glove side, they throw it way over here. I'm trying to get glove side, but I can't. So do I just give up on the play? No, okay? Turn in and throw if I still have a chance to make the play. So now this is being done every single day as a part of what they do. And their body just responds in the game. Reverse 180s. All right. After drill 10, we're 5 minutes. Sorry, guys, play routine. Okay. 360s. This is literally a full spin cycle. So what you do is you just jump off your left. If you're a right-handed thrower, you jump off your left. If you're a left-handed thrower, you jump off your right. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I teach them by walking through it, like you walk. Right, left, right, jump off the left, right, and throw. So it's always right, left, right, left, right, left. Once they get really good at it, okay, they can start going off on different angles to their partner or straight ahead, but they're just working right, left, boom, okay, full spin, tight, regain your sights and your direction and get your body under control and get your partner in the chest. 360s. When they first learn this, you need to spread the line out. Spread the line out so they don't kill somebody next to them. Okay? Right, left, jump off the left, right, left, throw. They'll show you a little faster. Right, left, throw. Just getting more athletic. A little slower, deliberate, where they're kind of thinking in their way through. And then, so when that shortstop goes up the middle, boom, throwing it first, okay? I have some experience making that throw. All right, drill number 11. 3, 2, 1 shuffles. So the big myth, as I've discussed, I think at this event before, is that we don't ever glove tap. That's like a huge, like late 80s, early 90s myth that you never glove tap, you never take any extra steps. That's the biggest bull ever. Okay, we do that. Infielders take extra steps all the time. If they're trained properly, extra steps are a choice. Say it again. Extra steps are a choice. They're a choice. Okay, they're not, it's not my base footwork. My base footwork, my foundational footwork is minimal. That means the least amount of steps possible. That means if Trey Turner's getting down the line, I'm right left field, right left throw, ball's gone. Okay, 4-step pattern, gone. So extra steps are a choice. Okay, so they have to learn how to keep their body stacked when they shuffle. And taps, you don't have to tap. It's a choice. So when you tap, all you're doing is keeping upper body relaxation and you're keeping rhythm with your lower body. So if I lock my hands in and my feet are moving, so if I'm shuffling and my hands are stuck in the middle, okay, when it's time to go throw, now I got to catch everything up. This has been moving, this has been stationary. If it's a big play, some tension might enter in, and now I got to try to catch up. So what we do is we try to get them to be relaxed, learn how to stay stacked. So it's 3, 2, 1 shuffle. So I'm going to do 3 shuffles. 1, 2, 3. 1, pop. Boom. Catch it back. Clean catch. Dominate it. Back up. 2 shuffles. 1, 2. Throw. Pop. Boom. Catch. Get it back. 1 shuffle. Okay. 1 shuffle. Throw. Pop. Aim small, everybody's hitting themselves in the chest. So they're determining how many shuffles they take, how to keep rhythm, how to throw relaxed, and repeat. Okay? Can you think of an example when somebody might take an extra step in the infield, even shortstops? Big league shortstops, I would say 70% of the time take an extra shuffle. Okay? 70%. Once in a while, they take 2 extra shuffles. So if Big Poppy's up and he hits the ball to me with a 110-mile exit velocity, okay, he's probably, I don't know, 5.5 seconds to first base on the first time. Okay, ball gets on me, goes 100 feet in half a second at like 93 miles an hour. He hit it 110 at me, so it's like, you know, a long one hopper. When I catch that thing, is he even out of the batter's box yet? Probably not. Okay, he probably just finished that swing. And he's like, oh, crap, to the shortstop. Okay, so he's like running down the line. Well, if I just use minimal footwork and chuck it over to first base, any idea where first basemen play at the higher level when there's nobody on base? They're about 10 yards off the back. That's 30 feet. Okay? So if my first baseman's running over to the back, I've already let the ball go. He turns around and goes, Kooks! He gets hit in the face. Okay? I got to be able to gather myself, shorten the distance, create a little momentum. A couple taps, even 3 if I need to. And go. I just don't stand here and go, come on, first baseman, you know, get over there, right? I mean, I'm exaggerating. So you have to know how to shuffle. I like to explain the why, okay? So they learn how to stay stacked. Throw. When they choose to take those extra steps. Okay. After drill 12, we're 6 minutes into our catch play routine. Okay, this is every day. This ain't pie in the sky. This is real. We do this stuff. 3, 2, 1, full arm fake. So you got to learn how to use a full arm fake. Part of baseball IQ is full arm fakes. Okay. Here's a perfect example. Runner on first and second. Trey Turner's up. Okay. Hits a ground ball to my second baseman. Not really hard. He has to range a little bit over to the 3-hole towards first base. Just a little bit. But it's not hit very hard. We still got a chance to get this guy at second because he's not a great runner. Okay. So he throws the ball to me at short to start this double play. Do I have a chance of Trey Turner at first? No. Okay, but what's the guy doing going from second to third? He's probably going to round third base. In high school, Some of you guys get real greedy and think you're gonna catch the first base sleeping and you just tell the guy to go. Hoping that they're gonna throw the ball in the dirt, catch the guy, first base, oh, the guy's going home, he's not a very good thrower, and he chucks it away and you got a free run, right? So, but at the higher levels, they'll round the back. So I come across, Trey Turner's coming down, I'm 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, wow, boom, back door at third, you're done, or my time starts there. Okay, so you got to be able to, in your infield outfield, some people let their middle infielders do a little full arm fake and throw to third, part of their little progression of infield outfield, and most of the time they look completely foolish doing it, like they have no rhythm and timing to it. So you just take the last drill we just did, 3 shuffles, full arm fake, spin you in this direction, 2, full arm fake, 1, throw, follow. Get it back, do it over again. 3, 2, 1, full arm fake. So the throw spins you back in the other direction. All right, this is more of an infielder drill here, okay? I think they all can do it. It really doesn't matter. It's just athleticism. So, I'll be completely honest. We don't do this in our practice routine every day. If I have infield specific stuff going on, we put this one in. Okay, so if you watch us warm up this year, you won't see 3 times pull the launch. So basically all you're doing is using your L footwork, your minimal footwork. So you're going to go launch, boom, reset up. It's like you're catching a big hop. Launch, square up. Launch, throw, follow. So it's a 3-time launch, throw, follow. It's like a dance. They're just doing some rhythm, creating some tempo and rhythm in their footwork. Launch, square up. Launch, square up. Launch, throw, follow. Launch, square. Launch, square. Launch, throw, follow. So, again, infield specific, listen, it ain't gonna hurt anybody to do it. But basically the same drill he just did, except now we're going from the ground. Okay, so you're gonna create your flat back fielding position. He's gonna simulate this launch again, but then dance back to the starting position. So he's going to go. Okay, just dancing with the ball. It's body awareness, body understanding, rhythm, tempo, creating good footwork. This is infield specific. Reverse, throw, follow. Now he's demonstrating the same thing to the backhand side. Okay. So you can do any fielding position. Now he's doing a glove side turn, turning in the throw. Just showing you some of the variations that you can do. Drops. 15. Okay. Everybody's dropped the ball. Sometimes we have a play, sometimes we don't. When we fumble it. No rhyme or reason. Lay the ball out on the ground in front of you. So what they have to learn to do here is what's called a pull. It's called a front foot timing pull. So we teach this at camp well before they get to throwing. So we'll literally start with them up here. I just make them take their throwing hand, push it out in front of their body, and when I say go, they go. Push back. Okay. Well, if you come down to the ground and do that, you got the same thing. Boom. So when you come up, when you drop a ball, you're going to have front foot timing. You're going to come in. Your front foot, your left foot, you're going to pull, you're going to throw. Okay, no glove tap, no extra shuffles. The time it takes you to get there, you're gaining a little momentum and the ball's gone. It gives you the best shot. Throw somebody out with a drop. If you have a shot, catchers do this all the time. They'll come up, pick that ball up, throw that guy out at first. Okay, it just keeps the feet moving, and it's called a pull position to a launch. That's all they're working on. The entire team does it. We do this one every day. Drops. Front foot timing, hold to a launch, throw. No, can't bring it back to your glove, can't tap, nothing. Straight up, throw. Ball's gone. I know it doesn't look like he's throwing very hard, but the ball whips out of his hand really good. I mean, when we play catch, people think, and I'm almost 60, they think we're trying to throw hard. When you learn how to whip your body and use, just like when you hit, certain guys create hand speed, and when they do, it's obvious. So right now the ball is coming to me pretty good. He's not humping up at all. All right. These are 5-yard sprints. These are so the distance here is important. Okay, so we're about, I would say, so it's 90 feet between bases. So they're going to be throwing at 90. They need to go 5 yards, so 15 more feet. So they're 105 feet, approximately. So we use the bases. So they're going to be throwing from the bases. So he's stuck on the foul line here. What he's going to do is he's going to sprint 5 yards hard straight at you. Hard as he can go. Okay? He's going to have one turn to the side, which is one glove tap into a shuffle, and he's going to throw. What do you think happens the vast majority of the time when players first do this? Well, we have a nickname for it. It's called fetch. Okay? This drill's nickname is called fetch because they can't get themselves from an uncontrolled state into a controlled state and then make an accurate throw at 90 feet. Okay? But they do pretty quickly learn how to do it. So all you're doing is just running hard, 5 yards ahead, straight at your partner. One body turn to the side and throw. Okay? You got to learn to be able to gather yourself from an uncontrollable state into a controllable state and make an accurate throw. And go ahead and watch it. So the secondary benefit of this drill is the players that don't like to follow their throw, right? Why do we follow our throw when we can? Okay, we carry, we get more on our throw without effort, right? Takes stress off of our throwing shoulder when we throw, right? Helps the ball go straighter. Guys that like to cut themselves up, and they just stop. But when you're on a 5-yard sprint, full speed, and you try to put on the brakes, it's not going to feel good. Your body's naturally going to want to follow. So it teaches the follow. Drill, so we're 8 minutes into our catch play routine right now. That's it, every day. Okay, and the next drill, 17, is the same drill, but it's 2 shuffles, 2 glove taps. So now they've really got to gather and stay stacked. Not a lot of teach here from me to you. Same thing, 5 yards, except we just turn to the side, and so 1, 2, throw, follow, after being on a full sprint. There's even more gathering to it. So when you see infielders come running in to catch a high chopper, their thing's up and they're on the full sprint into the infield, and big poppy's running, well, you don't have to throw that thing across your body. You literally can gather. You come on a full sprint, catch it, 1, 2, gather from a pup. It all depends on who's running, right? How much time you have. And by the way, I'll be very clear. We don't take extra steps to try to make it a bang-bang play at first base so I can show off my arm. That's not what I'm talking about. When I say extra steps are a choice, it's not so I can show my arm. Okay? It's literally because I have that much time and I'm still throwing the guy out comfortably at first base. All right, double shot. All right, I talked about this earlier. This is a 2-minute segment in practice. I give them 2 minutes. So it's specialty throwing by position. So catchers are going to be doing, they'll get down in their squat position, act like their partner's second base. They'll turn sideways to their throwing partner. They'll act like they're throwing at third base. They'll do their step behind throws like they're throwing out a base runner stealing third base. They'll roll bunts out to themselves in any direction. Catch them, front foot timing, spin and throw, say that was down the third base line, or they'll throw them out and stay to the front side, inside of the ball. Whatever they want to do, whatever they want to work on, they work on. Outfielders are doing ground balls, fly balls, simulating, okay, working behind the ball, coming through. Pitchers are doing pickoff moves here. Infielders can work on, there's 11 different fielding positions. We call them posture holds. We teach them at camp. So you got neutral, open step backhand, close step backhand, drop step backhand, declare backhand, open step forehand, close step forehand. You have drop step forehand, you have glove only slow roller, barehanded slow roller, glove only slow roller, two-handed slow roller, barehanded slow roller, that's 11. So basically you can work out of any of those positions. So Tabor will show a neutral. I think the ones he did in college, he literally did this. I got video of big leaguers. Lindor does it all the time. He likes to work on, with his catch play before the game, he'll work on deep backhand, throwing across, simulating that 5-6 hole, making that long throw. So whatever the position, they got 2 minutes to work on throws that are specific to them. Practice. Backhand. Showing numerous. Slow roller. So long toss, and back on top at 90. Pull downs. So depending on where you are in your season, whether they're even long tossing at all, let's clarify this. Up to this point, in my opinion, none of it is high intent throws. The sprints, so we tell them we're not doing pull downs. So when I do those 5-yard sprints, shuffle, throw and follow, 5-yard sprint, double shuffle, these are not pull downs. It's not drive line. Okay, the goal is not to throw it as hard as you possibly can. It's control, release, hit your partner in the chest, not pull downs. Okay, so nothing is high intent. So the catch play routine up to this point right here could be done literally every single day of the year if you wanted to do it. It would not hurt your arm. Just wouldn't if you wanted to do it. Okay? And now as we get into long toss is considered high intent. So you have to build your arm strength up, and how you choose to do your long toss is on you. I know everybody's got different opinions. Okay, I can tell you what I believe, and I believe building up distance over time to a point where a couple times, 2 to 3 times a week, you're making max distance throws about 5. I'm not going to count them out. I'm not going to time you. I'm not going to make everybody stay at the same distance. It's a very individualized thing. If my shortstop just pitched the day before, he may say, Coach, I want a long toss today. Okay? Or he may say, I like the long toss after I throw. I'm going to lengthen it out a little bit. Okay? Okay, you know your arm, whatever you want to do. But I do not lock everybody into a long toss routine from a distance and number of throws standpoint. Do not. Okay? So this was in the fall when we filmed this. You can see UNCW's grass. It's like trash right here. And it's one of the nicest playing surface, which is now turf. But when it was grass and it was taken care of, it was beautiful. So he wasn't even playing. This is like the year after I think he was done, Tabor. So that guy's out there, I don't know. Remember what I told you last night? So how long is the throw from the deep in the 5-6 hole at first base? How many yards? 50. Okay, which is how many feet? 150 feet. Okay, most high school kids, not in better programs, but don't even long toss 150 feet. You got shortstops that don't even long toss, where they're going to have to make a throw in a game in less than 4 seconds, probably, depending on who's running. 4 to 5 seconds. And so anyways, long toss. So he's just demonstrating here. We like to get a little air underneath. Go ahead and let it go. Not like where you're releasing it way back here, but go ahead and get it out there. Use good body control and alignment. You're not winging it. Keep everything, the integrity of your throw the same. Get it on out there. Even maybe throw a couple long toss for outfielders, long hops. Okay, try to figure out how to do a long hop if the grass is not wet. And then work it back in. So on top at 90 means once they get back to 90, again, they're going to get on top. They're going to let it go a little bit. They're going to find that release point, hit that guy in the chest. So, Tabor grew up with me, so he long tossed his entire career. My high school guy is long toss, okay? When we're in season, we're long tossing, 3 to 4 times a week, and he carried that into college. So most of his UNCW teammates did not like his infielders. Many of them had sore arms at the beginning of the year, even at the collegiate level. We all experience that, right? Well, hopefully you guys won't since you have this month. But most high school programs, they get pushed into the season, they throw, oh, my arm feels good, boom, and they're like overloading on the first day, and by day 3, they're like, I need to be on the shelf, right? So in college, those guys, you think they'd be prepared, a lot of them are not. They still, get down in the off season and don't prepare themselves for workloads. So my point is this, again, not that Tabor's anything special. What he did do was take pride in his long toss, and he never, and I say never, ever, not one time, had an arm issue his entire college career. And he threw all the time, every day, long toss, ground balls, throwing them across the infield, warm-ups. I mean, they throw ridiculous, right? Amount of time. All right, last 2 drills we're coming into. We got quick receive, quick release. So now you're working on deflection. This is where we really work on our transitions specifically. Right? I told you I don't make us constantly move in front. And, listen, if you got guys in the middle of the field that like to work on a transition, if you're playing catch with me and we're doing shoulder turns, drill number 1, and you throw me a ball and I go and just separate out, that's cool. You can do that all you want to. I kind of encourage that. But you don't have to get crazy with it. I really want them beating the ball to the spot, making clean catches, and then these last 2 drills is really focus on deflecting and exchanges at that point. That's the focus of it. So feet are going to be still here. Wherever the ball comes to me, I'm going to deflect, not close my glove, as long as it's inside my shoulders. If it's out here, I got to rake midline, got to rake midline back to my exchange. But if it's good right in here, just pop. If it's down here, I use my clock, throw it down in the 4, whatever. Wherever the ball hits my glove, I throw. They have 20 seconds at 30 feet. 1/3 of the way, from first to second or third to second, 30 feet. Okay, is where we do these drills, the last 2 drills. And we put a clock on them for 20 seconds. How many exchanges can you and your partner make in 20 seconds? This person's an outfielder he's doing it with. That in the orange, high school kid, pulled up. So, see him rake on that one hand back to the midline. They're doing 20 seconds right here, probably. All right, now they're adding in the feet, which I didn't talk about. Thought it was a separate slide. But the key is to get your feet moving, anticipate bad, react to good. Get your feet moving when the ball's like 10 feet away, if you can, before the ball gets to you, so you make that quick exchange and let the ball go. So the most that I've ever seen at 30 feet, I'd be interested to see what you guys get. So it's literally 1/3 of the way, 30 feet, okay, 10 yards. 22 exchanges in 20 seconds. In 35 years, I've never seen anybody get more than 22. And that is getting after it. Okay, that means you're throwing to my throwing side, I'm throwing to your throwing side because the ball's coming back to us. I got a little whip and quick transition so I can get rid of it quickly to get the ball have some juice on it, so it's saving time going back and forth. You're not forcing me down, you're not forcing me out here and back because that just eats up. Okay, I mean it's a pretty beautiful 22 exchanges in 20 seconds looks like poetry. It's like going back and forth. All right, this is not your code. Okay, your code, and it's only, I don't know, I think it's 20% off. I don't know why we chose. So this is what the catch play routine. If you bought it online, I think it's $19 or something. I don't know. Something very affordable. This is called a live PDF. Anybody know what a live PDF is? So a live PDF. So if you bought the product, this was what you would download. You'd be like, where are the videos? Okay? Every single one of these things are links. You can just hover over it, click on it, and the video pops up. Okay, so every single one of these things. So this is the entire catch play routine. We have it start to finish. We have it where I'm teaching the drills, the hows and the whys behind them. I mean, it's all in here. Okay, and your code is SC20, South Carolina 20. It's not case sensitive, SC20. So if you go on my website, CoachMongero.com, and you go to digital products and you go to catch play routine, you order it. When you check out, you guys know how to use codes, right? You just put SC20 20, you give you 20% off, it's already cheap. If you want it, don't want it, don't get it. Okay, I gave it to you. What I'm hoping, number one, is that somebody in here will see the benefit of a catch play routine and realize that it's a difference maker. I think many of you are past that. Okay? Two, maybe there's a couple drills that you can add into your catch play routine. How do you think my catch play routine came about? I didn't like make this stuff up in my sleep, right? So like about 6 of these we did when I was a player at UNC Wilmington back in the 90s. He was the infield coach then. And then I've been exposed to different catch play routines from guys, and I went, you know what? I like that drill right there. That transfers into the game. I like that. That's going in. Oh, this one that I used to do, like in 1995 when I was the head coach for the first year. I don't like it. Okay. We used to do like these figure 8 things. Well, this all creates what? Length, right? So now we do what instead? Shoulder turns, whip, boom, okay? So it's all about modifying growth and adjustments. It's 11:48. Guys, I can't tell you how much it means. I truly treasure, okay? I don't know how many good years I got left. I don't know what the Lord's going to give me, and I'm not a guru. I don't know it all, okay? But I can promise you that what I share with you works, okay? It's time-tested and it works. And I wish you guys all the best. I don't know, this is my 4th time, maybe 5th, 4th time speaking at this convention over the years. And I hope that you guys will have me back. And I hope you have an amazing season. All right? Thank you so much for your time.